Quinn Murphy is suddenly given a lavish new office, a generous gift from her supervisor, Dr. Crawford. Confused and suspicious, Quinn suspects that this unexpected promotion may be linked to her engagement to the wealthy and influential Fred Smith. To further complicate matters, Fred abruptly calls Quinn, demanding her presence at an undisclosed location. He insists that they need to prove their love to important people in his life. When Quinn discovers that these important people refer to Fred's parents, she is thrown into a whirlwind of anxiety and uncertainty. Why is Fred so insistent on convincing his parents of their love? What secrets is Fred hiding from Quinn? Will Quinn be able to convincingly portray a loving fiancé to Fred's parents? What are the potential repercussions of this elaborate charade?
Quinn thought she might pass out. Her heart was beating a mile a minute. She felt lightheaded and nauseous. "We're going to meet your parents? Right now?" Quinn asked. Fred nodded beside her, his suit immaculate, while Quinn searched for a lint roller in her purse. She also thought she might still have blood in her hair from a patient earlier that day. "Do they even know I'm coming?" "No." Quinn whipped her head towards Fred. "What do you mean? We're just showing up to surprise them?" Fred shrugged. "It's our weekly family dinner. I normally go solo, but it would be no trouble to add another seat at the table for you. Trust me." Quinn really thought she was going to pass out now, as if meeting his parents spur of the moment for her wasn't bad enough. But they didn't even know that Quinn was coming at all. "But they know you have a new fiancé, right?" "No." The car seats seemed to tilt as Quinn fought the urge to pass out, throw up, or both at the same time. She took deep breaths and forced herself to focus. Maybe this is just a dream, Quinn thought to herself. But it wasn't a dream. Fred reached out and handed her a slim file folder. "Read over this, now. There's basic info about me that you should already know from my medical files, such as my time in the military, my accident in combat, and the 3-year coma that led to my seizures. How I woke up from my coma with a wife and a son. I just want to make sure that we are on the same page. It's got to be convincing." "Right, I remember." Quinn flipped through the folder and skimmed the pages. "I am your physician, along with your fiancé. We must prove to my family that this is a real relationship. My parents loved my previous wife, Beatrice, for whatever reason, and they haven't spoken to me since I separated from her." Quinn couldn't believe how any family member of Fred's would enjoy Beatrice's company. But Quinn needed to win his parents over. She needed this fake engagement to work to keep her job at the hospital. She also knew this opportunity with Fred was a way to dig deeper into Jake's past and uncover if her suspicions about him were true, and if maybe Jake was actually her long-lost triplet. Quinn had to keep her eyes on the prize. "You should tell me about yourself as well." Fred looked over at her. "What about your parents? Where do they live? Are you close with them?" Quinn felt a rush of sadness hit her body. She closed the folder and dropped it on the middle seat of the car between them. She looked out the window so he wouldn't see the tears in her eyes. Quinn did not want to show emotion in front of Fred. "Both my parents died when I was young. I was raised by my housekeeper, Nora, here in New York. She's the only family I have besides my children, Denny and Sammy." Fred didn't want to pry, but he needed to know this information to fool his parents. They would be asking these questions too, and he didn't want to be thrown off by any of Quinn's answers. "And the father of your children?" "He died while I was pregnant. It was a short relationship. The children are what matter most to me." Quinn felt awful lying to Fred, but the truth was way too complicated right now. She didn't know who the father of her children was. He was an anonymous sperm donor for her, and she was the poor surrogate trying to pay her way through medical school. The children were what mattered to Quinn. "We have that in common." Quinn looked over at Fred. "Jake is the best part of my life." They smiled at one another. Fred eventually broke their eye contact and adjusted his suit. Quinn thought that he was blushing, but she couldn't be sure. She touched her face with the back of her hand. Yep, she was definitely blushing. Quinn looked out the window to avoid being caught swooning. The car drove into one of the city's most exclusive and expensive neighborhoods and stopped in front of a massive brownstone. Quinn stared up at the house in awe. Fred squeezed her hand. Ready? Quinn forced herself to smile. She was anything but ready. Fred opened the door for her and held out his hand. Quinn hesitated at how formal he was being. Fred leaned down to whisper to her. They always watch from the window. Play the part, please. Right. Here we go.
Quinn's heart hammered against her ribs as she stood before Fred's imposing brownstone. The meticulously manicured lawn and the towering edifice spoke of wealth and tradition, worlds away from her own modest life. This surprise visit to meet Fred's parents felt more like a high-stakes interrogation than a casual family dinner. Could she convincingly portray a loving fiancé? Would Fred's parents, who clearly adored his previous wife, ever accept her? And what secrets lurked beneath the surface of this seemingly perfect life?
Hey, I'm Jenny. If you're wondering what happens next, download the Pocket FM app now and listen to the exciting episodes of A Mother's Battle.